My name's Aiden Eder, and I'm here to review AP Chemistry Unit 1, which is Atomic Structure and Properties. So the first thing you need to really wrap your head around is the difference and relations between atoms, moles, and grams. So an atom is really just kind of the basic building block of life and of any object at all. It has a nucleus with protons and neutrons, and then it has electron clouds with electrons. And a mole of any element, or a mole can also be of like a compound like carbon dioxide or water. You can have a mole of water molecules. So yeah, a mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23 of anything. So in this case, atoms or molecules. And on the periodic table, there is a number below, as you can see right here, a number below like the C on the periodic table. Usually this carbon won't be here, but like C on the periodic table, it'll have this 12.01 or 12.011. And this is how many grams of this element are in a mole of atoms of this element. And this unit is called molar mass or atomic mass units, AMU. So another big part of this unit is light. So the electromagnetic spectrum, it has radio waves that are really weak, and then microwaves, infrared, and then visible light, which red is the weakest, violet is the strongest, and then UV, X-ray, and gamma rays is the strongest. And since all light travels at the same speed, the speed of light, um, wavelengths and frequencies that make up the speed of light differ. So strong light will have a really high frequency, but a small wavelength. Weak light will have a high wavelength, small frequency. So the energy of a photon is related here. This little V-looking Greek letter is the frequency, and Planck's constant is just a constant. So this number is just on top of the frequency. So these are proportional, the energy of a photon and the frequency. So periodic table trends, the most important one is electronegativity. As you get closer to fluorine here, the electronegativity of the periodic table increases. And then there's also things like atomic radii that increases as you get farther away from fluorine, really. And then also there are a few other trends, but the most important is electronegativity. So atomic structure and properties is my first example problem. So if the melting point of palladium is 1552 degrees Celsius, in what physical state does palladium exist at 1600 degrees Celsius? So since the melting point is where molecule turns from solid to liquid, like ice melting at 0 degrees Celsius, 1600 is more than 1552. So the palladium will be a liquid now, since it is past the melting point. So the next problem, so it has 5 arrangements. Which of the following represents ions? So the definition of an ion is where the number of electrons and the number of protons are not the same number. So in the first case, 12 and 11, they don't equal each other. In the second case, 12 and 12 equals each other. Third case, 11 and 12 don't. Fourth case, 11 and 11 do. And fifth case, 12 and 12 do. So number 1 and 3 are ions. So thank you. That is all.